after the tragic attacks that killed 3,000 plus people in New York and Washington, D.C. The wars that were then triggered in Afghanistan and Iraq have killed over 1.5 million people, almost all of them civilians. And how many thousands of U.S. troops? 5,000+ dead in Iraq. That many dead in Afghanistan. Tens of thousands of wounded. I know so many veterans, I mean, a lot of them. And they've almost all got brain injuries or their organs are messed up because the armor is really good. And so they'll survive getting blown up in a tank or an armored vehicle or in a Humvee, but the shockwave still just goes right through them. Screws up their eyes, screws up their liver, their heart, their brain. So let's be clear. Nobody got out of this cheap. I don't think 10,000+ dead troops is cheap, but compared to some wars where you have 20 million Russians dying in World War II, 20+ million Germans, what, 300-something thousand Americans, hundreds of thousands of Brits. I'm going off memory. Guys, I know it's 22 million Germany, 21 million Russia. Look up number of U.S. casualties World War II, please. Of course, that didn't, I'm just fact-checking myself here. So my memory's almost always right on, but sometimes it gets off. We check that, and I want to challenge everybody here to check me as well. Okay, where do we start? Whoa, it's crazy. Okay, so I was wrong. It's 405,000 U.S. military. Civil War, 625,000. World War II, 405,000. World War I, 116,000. Vietnam War, 58,000. Does anybody believe that's a lot more than that? Korea War, 36,000. War on Terror, 6,717. I think that's an old number. It's over 10,000 now. It's kind of like the number I've seen of 340, 350,000. I guess they updated it. They changed the actuaries. The numbers are between 350,000 and 400,000. See, I was being conservative. My brain also does that. It always kind of downgrades things. I'm always getting accused of exaggerating. 9 times out of 10, literally, it's worse than I'm saying. In fact, the only disinformation on this show, if somebody wants to accuse me of something, is I don't try to lie on purpose. My brain, though, tends to dial stuff back. But for people that aren't aware of what's going on, it just sounds completely crazy what's happening. And I don't blame people. Truth is stranger than fiction. The reality of what's happening in our world is so much over the top than what anybody could come up with in fiction. Now, that said,